talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. Yeah, we Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. It's apparent these girls staring. I'm Rick flaring, go to cross my chest. I'm fresh to death, I'm Paul Bearing, not at all scary. When I open like Betty Wops and find to these circles that's going in like a carry shot. Woo! I'm going in like a Mary Pop off that Mary Crop at the top flow at the Marriott. So questioning me is like questioning you. See, we the best dressed, so come and get blessed with the crew. Not one but two, different ways to slaughter your crew. Committed tat across the chest, I guess she blessed with the truth. People want to see them checks, representation of proof. Living through my elders trying to resonate to the youth. But ain't nothing to get my flash on. Longevity is heavily embedded in my melanin. Layman terms, I last long. My grind repetitive, I'm smoother than real silk. Lyrical cash cow who can't cry over spilled milk. We in here. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. This ain't no normal situation, this preparation with greatness. Industry full of fakeness is really up for the taking. See, life is what happened to you, more so how you take it. Don't get stripped of your knowledge and mentally leave you naked. I like to live otherwise. I'm sorry that I'm fresh to death. I put the polo and apologize. See, black son, we ain't nothing like the mother guys. Quit to socialize, we organize, then we mobilize. Off the deep end like a scuba diver. And no confusion, just keep it pushing like Uber drivers. Woo! Business fresh just like a supervisor in a Gucci visor. Can't find a smoother rhymer. You're talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying. We Rick flaring on us, flaring on us. We Rick flaring on us. You talking to the Rolex wearing, diamond ring wearing, kiss stealing, willing dealing, limo jet flying.
Yeah. Scotty on the mic, scribbling plays. Zio in the zone, calling highlights and waves. Saturday night, late vibes, we staying awake. HBCU legends, every move they make. Predaring dreams, under lights they gleam. Crowd roars electric, you can feel the beam. Past clashing, 808 stomping, marching bands hitting, stadium jumping. Late Readz, catch the plays, don't sleep. Breaking down the games and analysis deep. Late Readz, where the culture meets the beat. Every highlight, every heart, every feed. Late Readz, catch the plays, don't sleep. Breaking down the games and analysis deep. Late Readz, where the culture meets the beat. Every highlight, every heart, every feed. Drum major stepping, the rhythm don't miss. Halftime show, crowd moving like this. Zio got the stats, Scotty got the flow. Dropping gems and heat like a trap maestro. Running backs dashing, quarterbacks flashing. HBCU pride, the passion everlasting. Shimmering keys, late night haze. Gator shrimp pass, drift through the maze. Games on the screen, stories untold. Legends in the making, the future unfolds. Late Readz, get your plays, don't sleep. Breaking down the games and analysis deep. Late Readz, where the culture meets the beat. Every highlight, every heart, every feed. Late Readz, get your plays, don't sleep. Breaking down the games and analysis deep. Late Readz, where the culture meets the beat. Every highlight, every heart, every feed.
Oh, what is going on, everybody? You already know this is your boy Scotty back with another one, man. Happy Sunday. I hope you Bama's with the church. I hope you Bama's took y'all butts to church. All right, because we are about to get into it. I know we got a full-fledged recap. We are recapping the big foe. You already know. And I can't do it without my brother from another. Give it up for my boy, Zoe Phillips.
What's up, man? What's up, man?
Man, listen, I know our show is called Late Readz, right? But these games, man,
Hey, weather delays 2 weeks in a row.
Come on, man. Help us out. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you on Central, I'm on Eastern.
Hey.
That game was over like 12:58, 1 o'clock in the morning. Like, what you supposed to do with that?
Y'all already know.
Oh, man, I was like, oh my God.
We need these games to be over by 10:30.
11 at the max. You know what I'm saying?
11 at the latest, bro.
It was crazy. It was a great Saturday, man. Full-fledged slate of games. We're gonna jump right into it. Appreciate
hey, you know what? And before we get started, thank all of you for turning in.
We appreciate y'all. We most definitely do. We most definitely do. Now, started off. Listen, hey, boy, when I tell you was close, you was close. You was close. Listen, I can't front. Go ahead. This was your game, though. You wanted chaos. You damn near got it. And prayers go out to Jalen Woods and his family and everything like that.
Yes, man. Yes. We'd be remiss without saying that. Yeah. Know that he got a good, good report, from the hospital. He traveled back home with the team, so we're glad to hear that. But man, listen. Look. Let's just say this because we're gonna cut this because I know we'll end up saying this again some point later on in the season. When we talk about these games, we being real. You know what I'm saying? Even if we feel a certain kind of way, we have the liberty for whatever reason to change our mind, whatever the case may be. So, and I told y'all, I'm not one of those people who say, man, Valley go get somebody this year. That's not me.
Yeah.
I did it last year, and I'm going to tell you the reason why I did it last year before the FAMU game. Because when they had that incident, when they lost a teammate, you have no clue how a team rallies around each other.
You did say that. You did say that.
On, and that's the main reason. And that game was on the road because honestly, you really have a us against the world mentality on the road. But when you got a rallying cry, I knew they were gonna get up for it. And it was so late in the season, damn, you didn't have nothing to play for.
Yeah. So
when they're gonna come ready to play, that's why I chose Valley. It was a very logical decision. But this game Saturday, bro, and Valley showed some stuff. They showed some bad stuff too, but here's the thing. I always want to remind people, the bad that they show, don't lose the context that it's game one. Yeah. Under a new regime, new system. Remember that. Because Valley showed some flashes in that game Saturday, bro.
Absolutely.
Now granted.
Speed is there. Go ahead, Zoe.
I'm telling you. Now, Southern looked a little bit better, but it's going to be kind of hard. Now, they look a little bit better from week 1 to week 2, but they still show a lot of the issues they had in week 1 to week 2. That's concerning. That's concerning considering we talked about who the next couple of games they got up, right? Because they're big for Southern. And dare I say, we already know we pretty much going to go the opposite direction because who they got next, Scotty?
Alabama State.
I mean, look, where you going with it? You see what I'm saying? So the thing is, man, look, Valley showed some things. I told everybody. I was like, look, Valley got some players. I like what they want to do offensively. And again, the same thing applies to seeing Valley week 1 and seeing them week 2. I love the staff Valley got. I like the onset right now players that they got. They got a ways to go. But again, this is year 1, and it is Valley. So the fact that they showed the type of promise that they had because Valley had opportunities to win that in this game to win this game. And look, on their first regime in game 1, that's really all you could ask for, bro. And so it was there for the taking for them to get it. So, kudos to Valley. I know they don't want no more losses, man, but they were in this game. And Southern was on the ropes, bro, and they know it. And they know they got away with one. Now, I know they may feel that, we got some resistance and we turned the tide and we pulled out a victory, as they probably should. But if we're looking at it through a two-way lens, Valley lost their game more than Southern wanted. They let some opportunities get away from them, and Southern got their game. But again, that's why I chose Valley to get their game because I'm telling everybody, bro, this is not your dad's or your granddad's Mississippi Valley State football program. It's not going to be a thing where they're going to win one game this year. We already know they play Lincoln, so we are going to give them that game, right? But like I said it months ago. I said, don't be surprised if Valley win 4 games. It's now the question. They play Alcorn. They play Bethune-Cookman. They got Lincoln. Can they clip one more team? And it's not like saying they're going to have a winning record. I didn't say that. Yeah, they're going to have a chance to win 4 games, and that's a huge uptick for Valley.
No, and watching the game, I love the team speed. Like it's there. I mean, if you let, and I wish I would have done my due diligence to get some of these players' names, but the cameras was so bad you could barely you could kind of see the number, but you kind of couldn't see the number. I want to give a shout out to Reggie Flood and Mo calling the game.
Yeah, good job on the call, fellas.
Really good job on the call. And the one thing I always like about, and I'm going a little off script here, but the one thing I love about Mo is you never knew, if you listen to him, you never know he was a Southern grad. I think that's the beauty of him calling the game. He does it so impartially that you're like, man, you really are a Southern grad, but you don't feel any of that with him. But I'm not getting there. But my thing is, I love the team speed. From what I saw from Southern, surprisingly, Trey Hawley put the ball on the ground a few times. That's not like him, right? So they had those mistakes. Now, the question is, going into next week, you probably got to go with Cam McCoy because Jalen Wood's going to be in concussion protocol. There's no way you can tell me he gets off that hit. There's no way you tell me he gets back and plays for next week. He's definitely out. So now you're game planning for Cam McCoy. Alabama State should understand what that looks like and what that going into. That's another game as well. So let's stick on this one. The one thing I love about Valley is, again, you got to understand the position that they're in. They're not always going to get the most polished talent, but they can find talent. And I think that's what you see with the quarterback. The quarterback is not the most polished because they got a white boy and a black kid. The black kid is super mobile. I'm talking about shifty, get out the pocket, can make some throws, kind of a little wild in it, but you love his mobility. Then they got a white boy who's more of a dicer, can pick you off and stuff like that. So I like that. The running backs and the wide receivers can go. I mean, they can absolutely go. It was a couple plays. It was like a 5-yard in. He caught it and took it for like 50, 60 yards to the crib. I mean, it was just gone. And then the other thing, that Valley defense, it's fiery. Like it is straight balls to the wall. We coming after you. We're not sitting back. We're not
Mario Edwards, man.
No, we're not sitting back. We're not about to just let you throw it all the way around the yard. It's just we're coming after you, nonstop, relentless effort. And I love what I saw from this Valley team. It's scrappy, it's nasty. It reminds me a lot of the Dancy years, because one thing about Dancy's teams, they were always scrappy. They were always going to fight you tooth, claw, and nail every point of this game, and that's what you see in this Delta and from the Delta and from this Valley team. I absolutely love it. And let me give a shout out to the OC. I knew he was going to be in this bag. That was his bag.
I told you.
It's a few times that they just straight missed touchdowns. Like, I'm talking about the receiver dropped the seam, and
they were there, man.
They were there all day. This, I'm telling you, if you did not watch
it looks different.
It looks different. It looks good. It looks really, really, really good. He was in his bag yesterday. I'm telling you, they probably dropped like 2 touchdowns. And this game would have definitely been out of hand really quickly. But, things happen. And as you said, game 1, some jitters, some mistakes and everything like that. But when you're Valley, you need those plays. You gotta make those. You gotta make those plays.
But see, unlike other schools, bro, Valley, rightfully so. Again, I'm not going back in the years past because I've never done this. But you can actually attribute this first season for growing pains with Valley. Brand new system, brand new staff, brand new players coming together, because this is not the same team from last year.
Yeah.
So legit growing pains. And again, but the difference between now was when Valley had Dancy, they had the defense, and it was just like horrible offense. You see the team speed. Like I told you, I said they're faster, and you see athleticism and talent on both sides of the ball. Yeah. That's why I'm telling you. And if you look at the commitments that they got so far, they got some players. They're coming.
And I'll say this, so the thing about Dancy, it was never a balanced offense. Like it was just run.
Yes.
Maybe we can pass.
Yes.
This is not, like you said, this is not those years. They can throw it and they can run it, and they will pass to run. And I keep trying to tell people that a 3-yard pass, a 4-yard pass is no different than a halfback dive nowadays. If you play it the same, if you manage it the same, it's easy yards, and that's all you're trying to get is the easy yards. So if you have a chance to go back and watch this game, please do. Your eyes are going to have to get adjusted to the 1999 video cameras that they're using. But let me say this, because every game I'm going to address SWAC TV I'll say this: Valley's production has never been that bad. I want to be very clear. If you go watch Valley games on YouTube, what you see on YouTube and what you saw on SWAC TV is not a Valley production. Valley has always been pretty good when it comes to production. Now, I don't know about the replay on the field and all that stuff, but if you go watch Valley's old games on YouTube, I promise you, it's always very, very good production, and those announcers are hilarious, who they've always used, those old school cats or whatever. So all I'm gonna say is, if I was grading SWAC TV for this game, it would have to be a C-. I hated it. I absolutely hated it. But what you guys know?
No, I was going to say too that the type of, to your point about passing to run, be mindful that the type of offense that they run is an attractant for players to want to be in that offense.
Absolutely. It's a spread out down the field, throw it. If they get a quarterback, and everybody's looking for one, let's be honest, everybody wants to find that guy. But if they can find a guy that is athletic enough and can hit and wheel and deal like they need to, yeah, you better watch out, because that play caller, he's dialing it up for real. He is absolutely dialing it up. All right, let's stay in Mississippi. Your game. You said 35. They got 28. I'm going to say, you want to go first? You want me to go first? You want to go first?
You go ahead.
Okay. I want to say this. I won't say Jackson did not win this game, but I would say Hampton helped them out a lot. Like, they helped them get settled into the game, because I felt in the beginning of the game, Jackson was nuts. Like, for them to be at home, game one, you would think that they would be the ones that we the reigning champs and whatever, but it felt out of sync. It just everything felt out of sync. And Hampton DBs were on a mission. They were playing lights out. And then the muff punt. I'm like, you gotta be freaking kidding me. And then they did it again. I said, you got to be kidding me. Like, they switched out the punt returners and they did it again. And I'll say this, as good as Hampton's defense was, it's just how bad their offense is. I'm sorry, it's so Rudy Poo. It's like 10U offense. It was basic. They're switching out quarterbacks. Like, I know they scored, and it's just really gimmicky for me. I don't like it. It's super, like, not, and it just feels basic. Like, it's just like, it's nothing to it. There's no motion. It's just like run. It was annoying. It really was. But Jackson settles in, and they get it going. They find Aubrey Miller. And I'm going to say this. I keep trying to explain to people, Morgan, what you would like Morgan to be, he is not. I do not care. I don't care about the weapons. He's not what you're at. I'm not asking. I'm sorry. Let me. Morgan is not what you guys want him to be, right? Some people want him to be the Shador, the Akil Glass, the Andrew Body. That is not Morgan. Morgan is a game manager, a very good game manager, mind you. And you're always, to me, as long as you have Jacoby and Morgan, you're going to be a run-first team, and it's nothing wrong with that. It's really nothing wrong with that, because, again, when you have the talent on the outside that you have, it just limits you for stacking the box like you want to. And that gives the holes for Aubrey Miller, which I thought was who I always thought was an amazing back. Even when Irv was there, I always wanted him to get more opportunities. I think he's absolutely special. So, and it is what it is. I think if Hampton has a better offense, they win this game. I flat out believe it. If they can be more consistent at quarterback, they win this game. But they don't have it. The reigning champ has way more talent. And this is what you get, a 28-14 victory.
I loved everything about the game, but I look at it in a whole different lens than like a lot of other people. Now, when it came to the struggles on offense, I expected some, not to the degree that it was, but some, because what the outside of the world didn't know was that, Jack State's running a whole different offense to what they had last season. And so, again, being it's the first game of the season, I thought Hampton defensively at some points were more than capable, to provide some resistance. And I love the way that they played, but I didn't have any doubt about the game, even at any point at the game, because again, like I said, the other day, about them having overloaded with sophomores and freshmen. At some point that was going to show its head, and it did. But what they provided from a resistance standpoint, I loved it. I also love the way that the game went, because being that it's a first game, especially coming in as a champion, you need that in week one. You need to be tested. You either need to be tested in the game that you could win or have a cupcake. And I don't really want to have a cupcake, because you can have a false sense of hope of thinking that you're doing something good and it's not working. Yeah. That's why I love what we got with Hampton. Their running back is legit good, and we knew that coming into the game, and he performed well. Defensively, they did some things. They were actually well on the D-line. Our O-line came to play. We lost the O-lineman, plugged in a redshirt freshman, didn't miss a beat. The one question that we did answer, because I even told everyone, legitimately, if you have a question about Jackson State, it's going to be what? Hey, they lost Josh Nobles. Okay, what kind of pass rush are you going to get?
Boy, Quincy Ivory came. Shout out. Okay, first of all, I'm sorry to cut you off, Zoe.
No, you're good.
If you don't know Quincy Ivory's backstory, let me give it to you. He started, because I've known Quincy since he was at Valley. Okay, I want to be very good. That's my guy. We talk all the time. He started at Valley as a quarterback. Okay. I thought he was the better quarterback when he was there. He didn't get an opportunity. He goes to JUCO, right? The JUCO coaches make him a DN. They flip him over to a DN. Great call. He gets recruited to Florida. He doesn't get the playing time like he wants, and he's on his. And then one of your guys that left, he recruited him that knew him at Florida.
D-line coach.
Yeah, the D-line coach gets Quincy to come back. He calls me. Quincy, I swear to God, everything I love. Quincy calls me and says, "Hey, Scotty, should I leave Florida for Jackson State?" I said, "If you want to play, go play." Because at the end of the day, being in Power 4 and not playing, it doesn't do you any benefit. It no matter how much money they're paying you, if you want to play, go to Jackson and play, right? And show them that you can play. Oh, my fucking God. That kid was a problem. Run game, passing game. Jesus freaking Christ. Now, I'm not gonna give him the James Houston label just yet. But
it's different. It's different.
It's different. It's different. And he's a true body type. Like,
it's different.
Houston's a tweener that plays really quick, twitchy, and has really great. It's like Houston's like a kid that's smaller but has really great post moves. So
Quincy's prototypical.
Yeah, Quincy is a prototypical DN that moves like a running back or moves like a tight end, and it's freakish. And you just see how good he was. Oh my God. I was so happy to see it for him, even though it was for the other team. But I was so happy to see him do what he's been wanting to do and just play and be a dominant force. And that's what he was. I'm sorry, continue. Got it.
No, so I was going to say, legitimately, no matter how good a team is, whether we think they're bad or good, there's question marks going to the season that need to get answered, that plays out. You have the storyline for each team. So the ones that Jackson State, obviously, if you look at the makeup from the who left, who stayed, what you got coming back, how it's going to look for the following season was what? Pass rusher, because you lost Josh Nobles, who's first team all-conference player, who balled out on the year. Okay, what type of pass rusher is Jackson still going to have? Okay, so we answered that. We got that in game one. Also, the big question was what? Who's going to replace Irv Mulligan? Are they going to be able to replace Irv Mulligan? And I said, yeah, we will be. And again, game one, 174 yards on 10 carries.
That's crazy.
I mean,
it's crazy.
You know what I'm saying? And so, you saw that, right? Look, Travis Terrell went out after the first carry. Didn't even see him again. You saw Amari Matthews come in and do what he did. Denario Davenport, TC's nephew.
I like that kid. The light-skinned kid?
Yeah.
I like that kid. I like that. He's explosive.
That's TC's nephew, by the way.
He's legit.
And yeah, nice. And if you go back and watch the game, whenever Denario was in there, watch his pass pro. Watch his pass pro.
He's a big kid. He's a big back.
6'2".
Yeah,
he's 6'2".
Oh, he's goddamn 6'2".
Yes.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. So you saw that, right? But again, even after this game, right? Because the way it did, Jackson State still showed there's some question marks that we need to work on. I.e., first thing is going to be penalties. We'll get into that later on.
Yeah.
But again, first game, 10 penalties. Got to clean that up. But me and Scotty talked before this because there's a common frame in the whole entire conference, right? When it comes to that, we'll highlight that later. But so that's the thing. So I wasn't discouraged by the game at all because, again, no matter how good you are, you're going to have resistance. You're going to have resistance. Every game, you're not, even when we say JSU by 40, you're not getting 40 points a game. You're not going to beat everybody like that. So, and championships are won in games like this. And this is not a precursor to say, yeah, we're going to win the championship because the game got to get played. But what I'm saying is you need games like this to learn from. And so that's why I'm glad. I think Hampton, their quarterback is okay. He needs to be better with how he does passing the ball.
I like Braden better than I like Isaiah because I'm a thrower.
Passing wise, he was better than the kid. But I think Hampton's defense is okay, and I think they can run the ball okay. I don't see. Do you see them being what they were last year?
No, it's just too many. It's too many.
Too many young people.
It's too many holes. Like you don't know who your guy is for real. You don't know what kind of offense you want to run for real. But I will say this: DB wise, I don't know if you'll see a better set of DBs outside of. I really, if I'm out, maybe A&M, maybe that's a very slight. That's a very slight. I saw the Arkansas game, but it's Arkansas. It's Arkansas, right? But I don't know if you'll find a better set of DBs that rangy, that athletic, that big. You know what I'm saying? FAMU does have some pretty decent DBs as well. But yeah, them DBs were like that. You can't knock and say it wasn't. But what I did like that Hampton did that a lot of teams in the SWAC do not do is they blitz Morgan off jump, off rip. Mm-hmm. They said, we're coming after you, and you're going to have to make the right reads. And it always felt like he didn't know where to go with the ball, or he just didn't have the time to do so. But I think for real, Ahmad, I always thought Ahmad was the second guy. I always felt that when Irv was there, I always thought Ahmad was the second guy. And to see him explode the way he did, he's always been a tough, hard runner. I remember the ULM game. I was like, I would have played Ahmad more because he just seemed like he came ready to play. And I never thought Terrell was an every down back anyway. So it's just like, to me, just keep him in the jet sweeps, the sweep. Just keep him on the motion to get those one-on-ones that you're looking for. If I'm TC Taylor, you got to go talk to your OC to get these receivers involved with the game in wide receiver screens, Nathan on a jet sweep. You got to get these guys involved early so they can kind of get comfortable because you want the worst thing a wide receiver. And this is why I didn't want Nathan to go to Jackson. I'm like, bro, this is a run first team. If I'm a wide receiver, I don't want to go to a run first team. It just doesn't make any sense. Now imagine Nathan in that Valley offense yesterday. He would have had 200 yards, right? But again, some kids want to win. I want to get my stats. Some people want to get championships. I want to get my stats. But I think it's gonna, like you said, it's a process. And I don't know who called the plays. TC, not TC. I don't give a damn. You got to go back into the drawing board and you got to get these kids involved. Figure out how we can get some isolation, some easy throws, some hitches, slants, just so they can get comfortable into the game because it didn't happen.
And so, and even from an offensive passing standpoint, I didn't take issue with what we got from Jacobian because, again, what a lot of people probably didn't notice was, yes, Hampton was generating some pressure with outside blitzes to able to, alter some throws because he missed out on 3 particular throws where one in particular could have been a score. But because of pressure, put some touch on it, but still kind of outreached him a little bit. In the pass out to Savage that overthrew him, that one, because he had been under pressure. This one time he wasn't, and he just set his feet and made the good throw and led him on that one. Because again, those 2 passes then it's a different outcome on the game with regards to scoring margins. Not saying they score touchdowns, but on both passes, they're well within field goal range. So it just changes things that way. But again, the main thing, because on this game, Jacobian was 50% completion percentage. As you know, that's a low bar.
That's a low bar.
So got to get better from that from week 1 to week 2. But nonetheless, I love the resistance. I love what Hampton showed. We had to come to play. You were just going to walk on the field and win that game. So I love the way everything went for us.
Yeah, I see. And this is the thing that I'm constantly seeing for HBCU games is I just want to see a complete game from a team. Like, give me a complete game. You know what I'm saying? Like, a complete battle of a game to where you bring your best, I bring my best, and our best meet each other's best, like Ohio State and Texas, right? I like those type of games, right?
Clemson, LSU.
Clemson, LSU, I like those type of games because
even if it isn't high scoring, because it's two good defenses, going at it.
We're going at it. We're gonna figure it out. We're gonna get it to it and make it work. And again, like plays happen, missed tackles, all those things happen, but bring your best, I bring my best. And it seems like when I see these teams, it's just the offenses are so rudimentary. Like I'm like, come on, like you had all spring and this is what you're coming with. Like this is what you want to bring, but you don't know the type of understanding these kids have and things like that. So I kind of take that in consideration as well. But man, just sometimes, just gotta make it work sometimes. All right. Next up.
Oh, goddamn.
Dog. Can I get some time? No, you go first though, and I'll cook after you.
I'm gonna be short because this right here is ridiculous. First and foremost, ridiculous. So, Scott, I'm gonna ask you a good question, right? It's for all the FAMUans out there. If I told you, and I'm going back to last season, okay? If I told you that FAMU would be on the 2-game losing streak to Valley and Howard, what would you think?
I would think somebody needs to get fired. First of all, I think you're smoking crack. But I'd be like, you're smoking crack. And then secondly, I'd be like, somebody's got to be getting fired.
So I'm going to let you do all it is you got to say about FAMU. I know it's going to be bad. But see, this is, although FAM didn't look good, and this is going to add to Howard, you know what I'm saying? Even though Howard didn't look that great, man, they did what they need to do to win this game. They look like the better team. But I'm going to say this, bro. This is why when we talk about game one, this is what we'll be talking about. It's not going to be pretty. Anything can happen. What were y'all doing, you know what I'm saying, up once you got on campus? You know what I'm saying? Are y'all lollygagging? How in the hell did you pick that to be your starting quarterback? And for it to look like that? So you see what I'm saying? It's like, what are we doing? If he showed you it's hard to believe you saw something better than that at practice. And then you bring that out to the game and you sticking with that. Because you had to have a second. Because if that's the best you got, that let me know your backup got to be trash. Because ain't no way you don't pull or make some type of change. Because at the end of the day, you want to win that game. But, bro, it didn't look good. You know what I'm saying? We heard about, look, fam, you got the players. So one thing we're going to say, there's no excuse because just like Jackson State, fam, you got the players. They got the players. So, man, how they come in looking like this, bro, they didn't look prepared, Scotty. We talk about this team speed, Florida boys, right? Bro, they looked horrible, man. That offense,
trash.
I mean, look. I mean, who got the worst offense right now? Southern or FAM?
FAM.
You see what I'm saying?
FAM.
At least Southern could put up some yardage.
Alcorn, FAM and Alcorn are right there, me. But I would put FAMU below.
Let me tell you why. Alcorn got a better running back, and Alcorn quarterback look better.
That's fair. I would have took over RJ.
It's yours, bro. It's yours.
Let me say this. I have to give kudos to Michael Vick, and I have to give kudos to TC Taylor. And the reason I say that is because they're willing to make the change, right? Like you as a coach, you got to be with my boy Quincy. Hey, hell of a game, Quincy. Hell of a game, man. I was so happy to see you kill, bro. Like I didn't know how to cheer because you know what it is. But I was rooting for you, though, man. You was out there balling, boy. I need a number 6 jersey.
We're gonna get him saying "rock the house" at some point.
Who?
You?
I need a 6 jersey, but just gotta make it like just leave the J off of it for me. But anyway, so but no, like the willingness to make the change. That's what killed me. It's because and Jay was saying it. Go to your bullpen just to see if you can get a spark. Just to see if somebody else could give you a spark. To the fact that you didn't go to the backup, that's a fireable offense. Because if you're telling me that you're watching the same game that we watching, that you're telling me that RJ Johnson is so good that you can't pull him, He looked awful. Absolutely awful. And Jay Walker was like, he just kept telling you how bad the kid was without telling you how bad the kid was. Gotta throw the wheel. Tiffany, right now. Throw it right now. Got the drag route. I mean, you can't
right there in front of him.
You can't even blame the OC, because when you look back at the plays, you're like, God damn, Bama's just running open. Running scot-free. But the mere fact that the Ninja Turtle couldn't even make the change is what's pissing me off. And anybody who was rooting for FAMU is going to be like, the defense played out of its mind. The defense played out of its mind until the last-minute drive, when Jay is also telling you, why the fuck are you blitzing the middle and leaving it wide open? He said that's an easy read for a quarterback. And guess who's the defensive coordinator? James Cozy. So again, I didn't have a problem with the defense. The D-line is better. The DBs are okay. Everything about this FAMU team, FAMU defense is just okay. Like they're okay. Nothing worldly, nothing like, oh my God, did you see? Nothing like that. Just they're okay, right? The offense is not good. And if RJ Johnson steps his ass back on the field, Cozy needs to be gone. I'm telling you right now. He's already on a short leash. You lost the Valley. You lost the PV last year. And now you lose to Howard. And Howard is not good. And the fact of the matter, if you watch the Howard team, you're like, what is Howard going to win this year? They look just as bad. It was, so, I mean, that game was so, I would have been pissed if I would have paid for tickets. Like, that game was so unwatchable.
So do you know what FAMU's Orange Blossom Classic record is since they've been in the SWAC?
1-3, something like that.
1-4.
1-4. Oh my God! They lost it the first year with Dion. They lost the second year to Dion. They lost.
They beat us. They beat us, and that's it.
That's the one. Yeah, 1-3.
1-4.
They only lost 3 times though. Twice to y'all, and then to Howard.
Who played last year?
NCCU and Alcorn.
Oh, they play like that's it. Okay, they're 1-3.
Yeah, 1-3. So
in their classic. So look, I'm gonna say this. There's a famous quote by a popular coach after the game. He said it, and it goes like this: "You play to win the game." But when he made that comment, that's not just for players; that's for coaches too. You play to win the game. Understand, Scott, there's semantics in a lot of that, right? Sometimes, hey, you don't want to pull the quarterback, but that goes to the team dynamic. Here's the thing. Who was the starting quarterback for FAMU last year?
Daniel Richardson.
Okay, so he's gone. Was the quarterback on the team last year?
No, Jet wasn't. RJ wasn't. None of those guys were.
So therein lies my point. So it's 3 new quarterbacks on the roster. Even if you have a quarterback competition, when the game is tucking it, nip and tuck like that, you can't sit there and pull them and think that you're ruining something, because hey, if I gotta play 2 quarterbacks, then you gotta win. I'm gonna do that, and then we'll reassess this next week in practice. We'll get back on campus. But you play to win the game. So a lot of coaches, their main problem is what? Ego. And you know what I'm saying, their thing is, hey, I got control of this. I'm not doing this. We're gonna do it the way I want to do it. But when you can put ego to the side and play to win the game, because the game is the most important thing. Because, bro, they look bad. They look really bad, bro.
And the thing for me, though, is I could live with you losing this game, but then you could have really seen both guys and said, what do they look like under pressure? What do they look like when the bullets are flying? What do they look like? How do they talk to their teammates? How do they rally their guys? This is the word on the street. Word on the street is that RJ is Cozy's guy and Jet is the OC's guy. Mm-hmm. That's the word on the street. So they said RJ wasn't coming out because Cozy believes in him, and that's who he wants to be.
That's what I was getting to. See, ego.
Because I'm listen. No matter what people want to say about that Michael Vick and Norfolk State game, if he leaves Izzy in that game, that is a 50-0 blowout, and it's not even close. It's not even close. And that's my thing. I got to give Michael Vick credit because he saw in the first 3 jobs, you know what? This ain't it. This ain't it. Now, that's my issue with Cozy is you went a whole game and everybody in their mama watching it and saying, my phone is going off the freaking chart. So, and you know what all I'm saying? He ain't it. 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 And you know what Cozy's going to focus on? The one drive that he took you all the way down to get a freaking field goal. That's all he's going to talk about. Oh, that's it.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that he can't say, especially in this new landscape of college football. Scotty, the one thing he can't do, even if he knows the pulse of this team, which he doesn't, because it's the first game of the season. Every team is different. Even TC told you that before this game, right? Because it's a new team. He doesn't know the pulse of this team. He can say, I know my guys, but here's what he doesn't know. He doesn't know his guys in the line of fire. What's the one common thing on all football teams? We're tired of hitting each other. We're ready to hit another team. So you haven't seen them in live game action yet. This is the first game. So I attribute this whole decision to like game management, right? Because it's the ebbs and flow of the game. Right. You let ego get into the fact that you didn't make a decision to just, hey, this is not saying I'm trying to pull the quarterback for changing whatever for the season. We're trying to win the game. And I'm trying to learn my team. Learn my team in game 1. So that way I can reassess. And guess what? We're going to make some tweaks, i.e. what we say. Your greatest game is what? Week 1 to week 2. I don't feel that way about FAMU now. You see what I'm saying? You got to tweak something, bro. It's game 1. If you don't experiment in your first live implementation of something, how are you going to sit there and say, I know my team. I'm willing to do this. But I'm going to tell you what happened a lot because it's happened a lot of times in this conference. They'll be forced to make a move, and then it'll happen like about week 4, week 5. You know what I'm saying? And I'm doing something begrudgingly
because I know my ass. I'm on the hot seat, and they want me. The fan base is clamoring for it, and I don't want to just alienate my fan base. See, now this is my problem. Now, okay, so you're going to Florida Atlantic next week.
Mm-hmm.
You play RJ Hill the whole game because that doesn't make any sense. Because to me, it's like this is what doesn't make any sense. You should play Jet in the Florida Atlantic game. He should get reps. And listen to me. Okay, I want to blow myself up with no Diddy, right? Listen to me very closely, and I'm telling you what's going to happen. The 220 Club is going to get in his ass on Wednesday, and I promise you, on the Florida Atlantic game, you're going to see Jet. I don't care what you say. If you don't see Jet, I promise you he will be fired. I'm not telling you something I heard. I'm telling you something that I know. I didn't hear from nobody. Listen, I'm cool with a lot of people. I didn't hear this from no uppers. But what I'm telling you is I know FAMUans, right? That 220 Club is going to get in his stuttering ass. When he get on there, they're going to ask him. I'm telling you right now, they're going to get in his stuttering ass, and they're going to be like, Coach, watching the game yesterday, we could clearly see that the quarterback wasn't making proper. Did you ever think about changing quarterbacks or just trying to find a spark in your team? And this is what you're gonna say. RJ played really well, and I'm listening to what I'm telling you. They're going to come after him. He's going to play Jet in the Florida Atlantic game, and if he does not play Jet in the Florida Atlantic game, I'm telling you right now, you're going to have problems in Tallahassee, and he will not make it. He will not make it through his contract. And I'm gonna say this: anybody on here who knows me, I have never wanted Cozy. I never thought he was the guy. I've said this.
That's the biggest indictment because the players vouched to get him. That's an even bigger indictment. But look, I want to pose this to you, though, Scotty.
Right.
Do you know who the last great coach at FAMU is?
Willie Simmons.
No.
That's all I know. That's all I know.
No. This is Willie Simmons he was really, really good at FAMU. I'm talking about he's loved at FAMU, but I'm talking about the last great coach at FAMU. It was Billy Joe.
Oh,
Billy Joe.
Okay.
Billy Joe is known for what? The Rack Boys.
Yeah.
Right? High-powered offenses, right? So let me tell you, I'm not even a FAMU historian, but let me fill you in on something because I know you probably seen it. You may be familiar. When they had brought in some transfers, right? At quarterback, break just similar now. 3 brand new quarterbacks. They had some guys, and then they had a great guy from Florida, just like quarterback they got now. And he said, "I'm going to on the job training. It's a tryout. Each one of you gonna get a start. Just start the first 3 games of the season." Pat Bonner came to Jackson when it's lights out, and because of his performance at Jackson, you're the quarterback for the rest of the season. The point that I'm getting at is his thing was all 3 of them can get the job done. I know my team, but I'm still trying to get a feel for what I want to do. I'm gonna give each one of you guys a start, non-conference games. If he had the withdrawal to do that, and they still practice, why couldn't coach? I'm not saying the coach got to start 3 new quarterbacks every game. That's not what I'm getting at. What I'm saying is the game is close, but we're not really going and moving the way I need us to. Let me just try to see if I can get a spark. At least see what we got here.
Yeah.
Because guess what? All they needed was even if they just got another 3 points of field goal on the possession, they win the game.
You win the game.
You win the game. So what I'm saying is I'm just trying to create a spark. That's all that you have to do. But I'm telling you, Billy Joe did that, right? Pat Bonner went off at Jack State, man, threw for like almost 400 yards. And, oh, man, you had the best performance out of everybody. You're the quarterback.
Yeah.
So if he can do that, you can't have no ego, man. All you trying to do is you play to win the game.
Yeah. Nothing personal. Just play to win the game. I'm telling you right now. At the end of I'm telling you right now, I never wanted Cozy to be the head coach. I didn't care. To me, it didn't matter about what the players wanted. I didn't, and I listen. I know people are going to say this is what happens when FAMU people get involved and da 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 da. At the end of the day, there were some things that people didn't see well. They didn't like the AD. It was a lot of mischief going on. So it's a lot of backstory with it. All I'm saying is this: at the end of the day, the job should have been Smitty's to turn down. That's all. That's all I care about. I don't care about no color. I don't care about none of that, because at the end of the day, Bama's want to see wins. It didn't matter. Smitty had how do you go to a guy on the resume on staff who was a DB coach and not even a coordinator? You had the coordinator of the dark side defense who wanted the job. And because he was white, you didn't give it to him. It's crazy to me. So you skip over him. So I need y'all to put this in perspective. The guy everybody loves, Willie Simmons. Willie Simmons didn't make Cozy a defensive coordinator. He picked Smitty as his defensive coordinator. So you couldn't even trust Willie Simmons. That's what you're saying, is that you didn't trust Willie Simmons' opinions of Smitty to step up into the role of being a head coach who's from Florida, who understands it, and would have got you some white boys on top of black boys. Listen, man, at the end of the day, I hope, and I'm going to say this, and the same way I felt about, I hope Cozy, I said it last year, I hope Cozy loses because I don't want him there. He's not good. And I like Henry Burris. I really do. I think Henry Burris is really talented at what he does. I just don't like Cozy, and the stuff I've heard about Cozy, I ain't like him either. So I'm gonna just keep it a buck with you. It is what it is at this point. I'm always rooting for FAMU. It is what it is, but that's just, I'm telling you that if y'all want to see some sparks, turn into that 220 club on Wednesday. I promise you.
So I just want you guys to know, like, this is the stark difference, right? Of, oh, you know what? We probably should have lost that game, but then we eked it out and we won. This is the subtle difference between winning and losing. Because you can feel a certain kind of way about it being ugly, but man, we skeeved out and won that joker. I promise you, it's a whole different feel to it. Because losing, add to the fact of how you looked.
Don't make it no better. Don't make it no better. You get this. You get all this.
You get this.
And listen, and I'm not a graduate. You know what I'm saying? I'm not, listen, don't FAMU graduates. Oh, they hot. They 38 hot. Okay? Because they know it's hard to go from looking the way you look with Willie Simmons these past years, and then you come into a Cozy year where I said losing Willie Simmons is not just about the offense, it's the evaluation of quarterbacks. That is what you really truly lost in that building, is a true evaluation of a quarterback. And Now you're seeing it because Daniel Richardson was a Willie Simmons recruit. So now you're seeing it that you're like, bro, I could tell in the first 3 drives, I'm like, this kid ain't it. It wasn't him missing the wheel route. It wasn't even that. It was the way he's processing. You can tell he's not going through his progressions. He's literally down, set hut, and he runs, or he takes a sack. It got
that old outdated IBM processor.
Oh, loading. You got mail. Like it was bad. It was absolutely bad. So, all right, game of the week. The game of the week, game of the night. Absolute thriller. This was a movie. Everything that you could have possibly asked for in the game, you got it. You got the trash talking. You got the rivalry. You got it coming down to the wire. I mean, you couldn't ask for a better scripted movie. So what you got?
Disclaimer. No, if there ain't no disclaimer. Bro, that was some bad football.
What?
That was some bad football, dog.
What?
Yes. The game had drama. I like the way it ended. Penalty toward the end was crazy. But
that was a horrible call. SWAC.
But look. That was some bad football, bro. I'm talking about, look, I think Prairie View had about 14 penalties, and then Texas Southern had about I think they had like 9. Like if you go back to that last drive, like for example, if we're being real, like when it comes to the end of the game, Texas Southern had no business losing that game. Like, how in the world are you in zone with guys that far back and you still let somebody get behind you on a long pass play? It was like what? Wasn't it like 3rd and like 18 or something like that? And you get a completion? Like it was crazy. But man, let me say this. I love Coach Dishman, right? But bro, you can't have your team being that undisciplined and you talking to us like that, man. You can't. Man, look, look, they show some things, man. But bro, when I tell you, man, there's been some teams that got more penalties than Texas Southern. But bro, what I saw that whole second half, that was the most undisciplined team I saw all season. I know it's a rivalry game. I get that. But bro, their undiscipline led to them losing this game. By far. But still, how am I hating? I picked Texas Southern to win. Everybody think I be hating on Prairie View, but my thing is, I saw a lot from Prairie View. I really did. Look, I like the quarterback. Man, if he gets some more time to play, man, he's gonna do some things this year. I like what they do offensively. You know, Prairie View showed some resolve in this game. And again, for that guy, no matter how boneheaded Texas Southern was on that drive, because I'm gonna tell you that throw to win the game was a thing of beauty. Woo! That throw to win the game, man, the linebacker had no clue. It was a back shoulder throw, back shoulder fade on a seam, and the linebacker had no clue. It was almost like that long touchdown pass that Shador had to Malachi Wyman in Southern.
Oh, the fade.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying, when the DB had no idea the ball was coming. Like it was similar to that, but it was down the seam. But bro, I like Prairie View quarterback. I like what they showed because again, it wasn't gonna be a well-oiled machine. It's game 1, brand new regime. But I like what they do on offense. They showed me something. They really did. They showed me something because what did we say before the season started? We hadn't seen it. Prairie View hadn't seen it. You know, you may have been to practice, but you hadn't seen it in live action. They showed me something, bro. So, Lionel, hats off to you. I'm gonna call a spade a spade. They showed me something. Texas Southern should have won the game, but man, I had no clue they were gonna be that damn undisciplined and do it to themselves like that. But kudos to Prairie View because again, man, T-Jack and his boys, they found a way to win. And Scott, I'm gonna say this: a lot of teams would have folded under pressure in that last drive like that.
And they would have collapsed after that penalty.
Yeah, and that's why I'm saying you got to give them their kudos for that because again, this wasn't a T-Jack team in year 4, year 5 under the same system. This was game 1 of a brand new regime, and so again, we ain't gonna throw no hate. We're gonna keep it a buck. You got to give them kudos for that. So that's what I'm saying. Shout out to them because I like what they're doing on offense. They showed me something. And now Texas Southern, man, look, that conference game, they down at the bottom. You know, how they gonna overcome that? KJ Black didn't perform. I mean, KJ, cool. Look, he didn't. I expected more from him in this game. But again, man, they were so boneheaded on defense, so boneheaded in discipline. But kudos to Prairie View, man. They pulled it out.
Texas Southern actually had 7 penalties, but
I said 8. Okay.
No. Rocky said 5, and they actually had 7.
Okay.
Let me. I'm gonna go. I absolutely love this game. Let me break down the assumptions of the teams that when the first quarter, I said Texas Southern's the better team, flat out. Texas Southern is the more talented team. Let me be very clear about what I'm saying. Texas Southern is the more talented team. They got the better receivers, they got the better running back, they got the better quarterback. Better quarter. Yeah. They got the better quarterback. So watching this, I'm like, fuck, like Texas Southern's gonna win this game. The thing I liked about Prairie View is they're not special. Like if we're being honest, the only special guy they really have is the quarterback, and he's not even really special.
Yeah. Right? He's solid though.
Hey, I call that Bama the slinky assassin because he is. Dog, that Bama can throw the ball. I don't care. Listen, he's top 5 in throwing the ball in the SWAC. I argue with your mama. Don't argue.
And they're going to throw it over and over and over again.
Dog, he can let it rip. And I love it. He gets there. So it's on a rope. The wide receivers for Prairie View are great possession guys. They're not speedsters. They're not burners. They're guys that are going to be great receivers. Why? Because they're going to protect you. Hey, you throw it to me. If I'm not coming down with it, ain't nobody coming down with it. And that's what I love about 10 and 11. They're great at what they do. The running back is The slinky assassin, Cam, he cannot run. Stop doing design runs with Cam Peters. The Bama can't run, okay? Stop it. I don't want to see the slinky assassin on no more QB powers, no more nothing. Stop it. He can't run, right? But this is what I love about Prairie View. They're a team. That's what you saw. You didn't see stars. You didn't see, hey, play. You saw a team play. Now their DBs, they need to check the
barbecue chicken.
They need to check some portal receipts on that. They need to check the portal receipts, right? Whoa, Nelly, because they were grabbing jerseys like it was a shopping spree at Marshall's. They are not very good in coverage, and that was where you saw most of the penalties or pass interference calls. Because like, God, dog, like, can you guard anybody? But what I saw from them was somebody said they're a unit. They play well as a team. Texas Southern, by all means, should have won that game. And I'll say this to you, Zoe. I'm in full agreement with you talking about Texas Southern being the wild card in the West. They are good. The defense is solid. The offense is real. And I kept trying to tell y'all, Bama's KJ Cooper like that. You're like, oh my God, Scotty, he's not that special. He's like that. That's a big quarterback who can do a lot of things and has great touch. They got to get their offense together. And I think the weather also played a factor for Prairie View. It really helped them because I think it eliminated a lot of Texas Southern speed because they got it. Them kick that special teams. Whoever's the special teams coach for Prairie View need to be in the office tonight because they could have lost the game off strictly on special teams.
Man, they almost had 3 returns for touchdown.
Absolutely, right. So for me, I love this game because it was gritty, it was grungy, it was ugly. But what you're learning from these teams is next play. What next play? Next play, and that's what I loved about this game in particular. Shout out to SWAC TV. It was the best game of the night. It
looked good on that game. Looked good on SWAC TV.
That looked really good on SWAC TV. And once again, I love that you can watch it on replay whenever you want. Oh, shout out to that. You can watch it however many times to go back watch whatever. That was absolutely smooth. So great presentation and production for that game. The thing for me, the reason why I call Cam Peters a slinky assassin was that last drive. That last drive was masterful.
It was
pure mastery of the quarterback position. and that breakout run, and he lobs it. Because again,
that's on that long third down play.
Yes. Right. The thing that I love most about the Slinky Assassin was this: when you have a quarterback that throws the way he does, that has a very live arm where the ball shoots out, kind of like Michael Vick-ish, where you just flick the wrist and the ball just shoots. They always throw fastballs. It's a lot of fastball. When he needed to touch it, he threw it with touch. That's the back shoulder fade, because most quarterbacks would have led the guy to the back of the pylon and he would have to catch it over the linebacker. That's what most quarterbacks would have done. But him throwing it to the backside, the linebacker kept running and it just fell to him because he didn't know where the ball was, right? So shout out to him for that one. The rollout with the nice lob and touch pass just to catch it and get going. That is high quarterback play. You might not always agree with how it got done, but that is very, very, very high level quarterback play. And I love to see it from the Slinky Assassin. I think I just everything about this game, I loved it because of all the theatrics, all the things that swirled around it. It just made it that much like it wasn't a blowout. It wasn't nothing crazy. It literally was everything you asked for. And and again, Chris Dishman got to eat that, and that's the beauty of it. When you talk trash, you got to eat it and got to love it. So,
I'm gonna tell you this, man. The quarterback, watching it, specifically that last drive, man, he looked, and the offense on that last drive, man, they look so similar to Alabama State under Darnell Kennedy. A lot like that. He's not as mobile as Darnell Kennedy, but man, just looking at him throw the ball, the way he moved in throwing the ball, it reminded you of that. And they put up a lot of points and a lot of yards with Darnell Kennedy at quarterback at Alabama State. Coach Cole was the OC, by the way.
Oh wow!
But I'm serious. They look like on that last drive. That's what they look like. But again, Texas Southern with the bed, man. They really with the bed. I saw, Rocky saying both teams were coached well. I'm like, I didn't see good coach from Texas Southern that last drive, dog.
No, it wasn't. The thing for me was you couldn't ask if you're, and again, Dishman did two things wrong. One, the time management.
Yes.
Going into the touchdown.
Yes.
Left way too much time. Hold on, Zo. My computer about to die. Let me charge my charger.
Sure, go ahead. Yeah, man. That was the thing I was going to say relates to Texas Southern. Honestly, I think Texas Southern, not just then before the drive, I think honestly the totality of the game with the majority of the possessions that they had. I felt like Texas Southern should have did some other things in regards to running the ball. I really felt like had they made some other decision with what they did with running the ball, they would have had more success. I think this was a tailor-made game with the way the defenses were going, where Texas Southern could have been okay with actually just kicking field goals. The one thing that's an issue with a lot of teams in college ball now is you hate to score field goals. You know what I'm saying? Back in the day, you say, hey, we want a touchdown, but we'll settle for 3. Well, you got so many coaches now, man, it's like you disrespecting them if you go for a field goal. Yeah. And sometimes it should be on your mind to literally on this possession, we just want points. We just take the point. Because guess what? That's game management, knowing the ebbs and flow of the game. It's a dirty game. It's it was a one possession game the entirety of the game. Yeah. So points were at a premium. And the worst thing you could do is have, when you have teams saying, oh, man, we want to run 80 plays a game, right? Well, at least in Prairie View's eyes, Texas Southern, not so much because they want to run the ball more. Well, look, okay, you don't want to sit there and have possessions without scoring points.
Yeah.
So my thing is to go 3, 4, and 5 and 6 possessions, 4 and 5 possessions without scoring any points. I mean, then what are you doing in a defensive battle? Because it was a one possession game the whole game.
Absolutely.
Man, get field goals. You're not even in position.
And I think for me, I'm gonna say this, and I can't see Prairie View going to Atlanta with this team. I just can't. I'll say this: if Prairie View goes to the SWAC championship with this team, that is some great coaching, because When I say there are no stars, there are no stars. Like, and when I mean stars, I do think 10 and 11 are great receivers, right? I think the running back is good. What I'm saying stars is I don't see a Malachi Wideman. I don't see a.
They don't have to have it.
I don't
have to have it.
At some point, I gotta see more because I feel like you're just gonna need a little bit more. And the secondary is average. So I don't know if all things be it even, I don't know if this team as constructed right here, right now, will be able to get to the SWAC championship. Damn sure not to Atlanta with this team. But I do believe this is a great foundation to have because I believe Cam Peters is a sophomore, if I'm not mistaken. I think he's a redshirt freshman or a sophomore or something like that. So that is a great piece to build around. I just think if you had a Shamar Savage, you just need that one player that I feel like that teams have to key on that would make everybody else work. I think that would make it a little bit easier, but I'm curious to see what it looks like going forward.
Now, it pains me to even ask you this, but just in the SWAC West, I think they faced the best.
Yes.
I think they faced the best defensive secondary that they'll play this season in that division. So now looking at what they want to do offensively, even with Southern, and so who do you see in the West that's going to pose a problem to what they want to do offensively? Because here's the thing, we can't even hang our hat on FAMU beating Prairie View now. Because I don't know, because Prairie View plays Alabama A&M. They don't play Alabama State this year, right?
Who?
Prairie View. I don't think they play it.
They play A&M. Yeah.
I think they play A&M. They don't play Alabama State. No. So now you look at it, think about it. They don't play Jackson State. They don't play Alabama State.
No.
They play FAMU, but that's not saying much now.
Nah, yeah.
So like that. I won't say FAMU defense, but FAMU ain't got no damn offense and a stubborn ass coach.
Let me see this schedule. Let me see this Prairie View schedule. All right, let's see what they got here.
Oh no, they say they play both.
They play
They say they play both.
Yeah, they play both Alabama schools. Yep.
Okay. They don't play FAMU.
They don't play FAM.
I stand corrected. My apologies.
Yeah, they play both Alabama schools. They don't.
But okay, watch this. So right now they're one in the division right now. Let's just say they play Alabama State. Let's say they lose. That's only one conference loss, right? Here's the thing: who else in the West, from a defensive standpoint, is going to contain what they do on offense?
I gotta get a couple more games. I just because Grambling played freaking Langston. You can't really get much out of that. We'll see more with
true.
Southern's defense is you know what I'm saying? Depending if you can block them, you pretty much got a chance at anything. Yeah,
but see what they doing. But see, to me, what they do in the quick game that neutralizes Kelby Givens.
That's true.
They don't do long developing pass plays.
That's true. So, in a way, now this is my thing. Cam Peters was there last year. If Cam Peters was there last year, that's an indictment on Bubba because that kid can throw the ball. Like he can truly sling it. I'm surprised that he wasn't able to break.
Southern not rising from no ashes, dog.
I just got to see more from Prairie View because they have a solid team. It just nothing about it is special. The kick return not special. Like I don't see the speed of this team. Like I don't see any breakaway speed. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the thing for me. Like I want to see because it's funny. Texas Southern's 28. I like that kid. You know what I'm saying? I really like that kid. You could see the juice in when he moves, but it didn't help him with the win. It's Prairie View feels like
I'll say this. Prairie View loses one game. I don't see them beating Alabama State. the Alabama A&M game and Prairie View game is going to be a damn good game now. But here's the thing. I bring that question up. I'm only throwing a hypothetical because, being that Texas Southern already lost, Alabama, Prairie View needs to lose twice for Texas Southern even being in the equation. But remember what I said before the season. I think whoever wins the West, they're going to have 2 losses. Or they'll have one. Every team's going to have a conference loss is what I'm getting at. So they'll be in play, right, with a chance to probably win the division with 2 losses, maybe. It's going to be topsy-turvy because, Texas Southern will be better than what they've shown. You see that they got a good team. I saw it, before the season. That's why I picked them as my dark horse. But you look, Southern's going to lose some games. I don't see Alcorn clipping anybody, but Texas Southern's going to win some games. I think Grambling is going to win some games. That State Fair Classic, possibly now, like you say, we'll know more. Well, we won't know nothing about Grambling this weekend. We got 2 more weeks.
Yeah, they got a while before we can really figure out what they want.
You might not really learn what you got about Grambling until they play us. Actually,
it is.
So, but again, the West is going to be. It's going to be like it's been in the past few years, bro. It's going to be topsy-turvy. They're going to clip each other this year, like they've always done.
How much did Peters do for $295? That is crazy work.
Yeah.
Let me see. Woo! He threw the ball 38 times. You don't see many gunslingers like I'm telling you.
I told you they were going to be the pass. He said it. They're going to be the pass happy team in the conference. They're going to sling the ball.
He can sling it.
But that goes into why in the hell was Texas Southern running? But they were running on that last possession.
Yeah. Listen. Texas Southern is going to be a tough out.
Yes, sir.
I don't care who. Listen. I don't care if you play them at the soccer stadium or they come to you. They're going to be a tough out because they're big, they're physical, and they're fast.
Yeah.
They are fast, but the discipline aspect, I completely.
But you know what? I'm gonna give them some grace, man. It's the rivalry game,
and it's the first game,
first game of the season, and it's a rivalry game.
Yeah.
What, Scotty? I would only imagine that same game if it's the last game of the season.
Ooh, that
both will be at their best, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. So, we'll see. I really, really, really highly enjoyed this game. Let me say this, right? Because I was gonna do this on my show by myself, but I'm gonna do it right here. We got over 675 people on here. Shout out to y'all, man, being on here. Got some people from Twitter, got some people on YouTube. Let me say this. Let me give you my top 5 quarterbacks for week 1. And I sent this a text message to somebody, so I got them on the list, right? My top 5 quarterbacks.
It's just SWAC or just HBCU?
Well, this is SWAC. This is
okay.
5, Jacoby and Morgan. 4, Quad from Alabama A&M. No, I'm sorry. 5, Morgan. 4, Cam from Prairie View. 3, Quad from 3, Quad. And this is let me tell you why. Cam's a better thrower. Morgan's more runner. Like if I'm taking arm.
No, I'm talking about that you got Quad over Peters.
Yeah, Quad's nasty. Yeah, people haven't really seen him really go all out, but Quad is really nasty. So 5 is Jacoby and Morgan. 4 is the Slinky Assassin, Cam. 3 is Quad. 2 is KJ Cooper. Number 1 is, you already know, Andrew Buddy.
Man, hold on. That's not a hot take.
What are you talking about? That's my top 5.
No, the last comment he said hot take. Alabama A&M beats Alcorn.
No, that ain't no hot take.
A hot take?
What is that? Come on, man. So that is my top 5, and let me break it down to you why, right? Because I feel like Perry White. The reason I went with Jacoby and Morgan is because the consistency of Jacoby, right? Like you got it. Like in this day and age, I need somebody to actually be able to make the throw, right? And that's the thing with Jacobian. If you overload the box, he has the propensity to make you pay. If it's one-on-ones, he can make those throws. The issue is the consistency of him making those throws. And if you had to put the game on his arm, right, and knowing they had to pass, I don't know if he could do it. Cam Peters, you saw what he could do passing the ball with just understanding, dictating the game with his arm. The reason he's so low is because the Bama cannot run. Like, listen, bro, don't ask that Bama to get you 10 yards running. It ain't going to happen. He got to be butt booty naked open. All right. Number 3, quad. No, did he? Number 3, quad. I love his mobility and he has a very live arm.
Mhm.
I love his athleticism. And to me, he could easily be up there at number 2. But I love KJ Cooper's build. He's like the prototypical type of quarterback, 6'3", 6'4", big guy, can run, big arm. Just got to see more. Like, I feel like they got to take I feel like Mary, they got to take the shackles off of him. You know what I'm saying? They got to take the shackles off of him. And come on, man, Andrew Body.
So if I had to go off of this week's games, I got Andrew Body at number 1. It kind of go without saying, right? But number 2, I got Peters. I got Peters at number 2. And the reason why those, man, because rivalry game, and then that last throw, the last 2 throws that he had, it weren't too many throws anybody had over the weekend, pretty much in the SWAC. Pressure moment, rival game, first game of new regime. Like, dude, that was a big time throw.
That was.
So I get Peter. I got Body at number 1, Peters at number 2. I got go through the top 5 again. Come miss somebody.
Morgan, Peters, Quad, Cooper, and Body.
I got
You said
Jacoby. I got Jacoby at 3.
Okay.
I got Quad at 4, and believe it or not, man, I got ZT Set at 5.
Who?
ZT Set. Yes. I got T Set at 5. Now I know we're gonna say it's Langston, but go watch the game. He pulled some nice throws out. He looked the part, and again, he put the yardage up. Again, we understand who it is, but I'm just going off how he looked coming in from Southern. It's a different offense, and they're throwing the ball quite a bit. But man, he made some throws in that game.
Let me tell you. If you go watch the first 2 drives of the Alabama and
I don't doubt it because look. You remember that whole first drive and how easy it was, right? So I'm not discrediting that. I'm not.
I'm just saying. He was down in.
I'm not.
This is okay. So for my week 1 is not always based off performance, right? Because that like.
Well, Andrew, look, Bodies was what it was.
That's a whole nother level, right? That's just like it's like you at the penthouse, everybody else trying to get up there, right? My thing is I look at like ability as well as performance, and the reason Cam is even on this list is because of his performance. And
for sure,
you can see it. But for me, KJ, if you take, I really believe this. I really believe if you take the shackles off of KJ Cooper, he can.
I don't doubt it.
He can go 20 or 30 and throw for 250, 275 or something like that. And with those receivers, he damn sure can do it. But I don't believe Chris Dishman wants to play that style of football. He wants to play the balanced attack. We run, we pass, we run, we pass. But I believe KJ Cooper has the arm talent and the ability to go out and throw the ball 20 to 25 times and be great. So that's why I have him as high as I do off of potential. And Quad is off of potential. Cam and Morgan is what I've seen. And I think Morgan is hit a ceiling for me. Like, I just think he's hit that ceiling to where it's where it is. And Jackson has to work around his ceiling, which is nothing wrong with that. It's not a bad ceiling. It's just that I don't see him going into those upper echelons of the Bodies, the Quads, the Cams. You know what I'm saying? The Coopers, like not really Cooper because he hasn't shown it, but I think Cam, Quad, and Body have the potential to go into those upper echelons, and Body, of course, in his own world. But if anybody I believe could catch Body, it would be Quad. That's how I'm really, really, really high on Quad. He's really talented. If they can manage his gameplay and not kind of shoot himself in the foot, I think you have a very special player.
I think toward the end of the year, stat-wise, I think the general will have a way better statistical year this year than what he had last year.
Okay. We'll see. Now, before we get up out of here, we're going to open the call lines up, and then we also, I know Joe wants to talk about a couple things he's noticed in the SWAC. All right, I'm going to take a few calls, and then we're going to get up out of here. 518-263-8124.
You are the only participant in the conference. All participants are muted.
First thing up, Zoe wanted to talk about these SWAC penalties, man. He wants to talk about and how the conference is doing overall with them. So let's check these out.
No, man. So I just wanted to get into it when we talk about wins and losses, right? You know, because I know sometimes, you know, some people are watching some games or going to just one, but when you look at who's lost and how they lost, granted, this has been the first game of the season. I think some of this comes down to coaching, and then some have us on the players too. We talk about being disciplined because discipline has cost a lot of our teams games thus far into the season. These numbers are astronomical, bro. So just for reference sake, man, typically, you normally will have one team with numbers like what Alcorn got. You got 4 in double digits in week 1. That's horrible, dog. You got 4 teams, and Southern is still eclipsing that in 2 games, right? But you got, and then you got Valley right there on the cusp, man. Because you talking about 8 penalties, 50 yards, but it's a number of penalties, bro. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, some of them are worse than others. But, man, when you talk about 123 yards, 150 yards,
that's crazy.
That's personal fouls, I can assure you. Unsportsmanlike conduct, I can assure you.
And defensive pass interference.
And pass interference. Penalties did what, Scotty? Cost you games.
Yeah.
And what's the one commonality that you see between Southern, Prairie View, and Alcorn? Well, Prairie View won on the skin of their teeth. Should have lost their game, right? Because, again, I guarantee you, Tremaine Jackson will say, we shot ourselves in the foot and almost cost ourselves a game because what? We were undisciplined.
Yeah.
159 yards. You have almost 200 yards in penalties, bro. One team. Alcorn, 15 yards. Alcorn, if I'm not mistaken, bro, I think Alcorn had more penalty yards than rushing yards, if I'm not mistaken. So you see what I'm saying? You're canceling your productivity out.
Yeah.
And that's by and large in the conference. So I just want to put it up because it just shows to sometimes we talk about a lot of times a lot of fans look at things as black and white. Either the coaching wasn't good, coaching was horrible, or players ain't good. We need better talent. They don't talk about the hidden stuff like this. That's the reasons why you lose games, bro. You got 4 teams, bro, in double digits in penalties and then the high number of penalty yards. And that right there, bro, will get you beat. You look at TOP. Southern looks the worst here to me because they got 2 games in and they still ain't cracking 30 minutes of time possession. And they're a run-first offense. They're a run-first offense and they're not getting 30 minutes in TOP. But you look at Prairie View. Now, what Prairie View has, I'm going to tell you something, bro. That's a damn good number for a passing team.
Yeah.
38 minutes of TOP. You look at Grambling. We'll kind of cancel them out because they're playing, you know what I'm saying, Langston, but still, you still want to hit those numbers no matter who you're playing. Look at Alabama State. Look at FAMU. Well, FAMU, they were atrocious. They pretty much had to run because they couldn't do nothing throwing the ball. So there you go. But, man, you look at Jackson State.
Even Arkansas Pine Bluff had 30-something.
You see what I'm saying? But look at Jackson State. Jackson State won because, again, toward the end, we started getting a couple 3-and-outs. And Jackson State's problem was we were going 3-and-out on offense.
Yeah.
Look at TOP in one game. 26 minutes, bro. But see, what that tells is what? Hampton had what? 3 turnovers. That changes the game because Hampton greatly had the TOP in that game against Jackson State. Look at Alabama A&M. That's horrible TOP. So that's the thing, man. And they kind of go hand in hand, bro. So that's the thing. So for all those teams who want to win, you talking about getting to Atlanta and having success, man, you got to flip that. You need good TOP. You got to bring down the penalties.
Absolutely. Now, don't forget about them 3rd down conversions, man. I think Alcorn was like 2 of 12 or something. It was some crazy number for 3rd down conversions.
But that goes to TOP. I'm sorry. That goes to the TOP. Yeah, that plays into it.
Yeah. All right, guys. Listen. So I got a few callers on here. Don't be long. All right, it is late. Don't be long. Get your point across, and we can get up out of here. All right. Smoke coming to you, and then 6660. Then Uncle Willie Rocky. I got you last. Smoke coming to you.
Yo, Scotty.
Talk to me, Smoke.
Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. What's goody?
What's up?
Yeah, bro. Listen, look, you told me to call in after the game Saturday, bro, but you didn't go live, so I didn't get a chance to, bro. But I'm gonna be quick. Listen, bro. The game, 10 out of 10. LSU versus Clemson, 10 out of 10, dog. I was right on the sideline, so I was.
Oh yeah. You were going with your nephew, right?
Bro, yes, listen, dog. Man, no, that's probably the best FBS game experience I've had, and I've been to a few games. Just to be like, cause we were sitting like behind the sideline on Clemson.
Yeah.
So
Oh,
just
Clemson LSU? Okay, okay.
He went
yeah,
on a
so
recruiting
just
trip
to
with his
see
nephew.
Dabo Swinney like yelling at his players down to the wire, like what better game to ask for? You know, Mike Reed, we know we talk a lot of shit about that 60,000, but try 81,000 people, Scotty, in
Woo-wee!
orange and white.
Oh, you said they filled
You
out
feel me?
their whole stadium? That's what you said? You said they filled up their whole stadium? Oh, okay, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Bro, listen, 81.5, dog. That's a lot of fucking people, and all of them was in orange and whites, maybe a patch of purple and gold. Best of the experience I've had, dog. Second one, I'm get off the phone. Going into the I watched the boy Andrew Body. Hey, he liked that. But my question though, I did watch a little bit of our game Saturday. Um, Going into this weekend, right? And seeing how Andrew Body performed against UAB and the way Alabama State played against UAB and the way they took their game down to the last minute, kudos to them. If you're TC and if you're the team going into this weekend playing against Southern Miss and watching how they performed against Mississippi State, what do you tell your team or what's your game plan in order for to even have a chance to go down to the wire the way Alabama State did with UAB?
I watched that game. The first half was very good for Southern Miss. They played really well in balance, and then Mississippi State got their stuff together in the second half. And I didn't watch it because I went to the Alabama game, the Florida State game. But for me, I always believe in playing with house money. Like, because you're not expected to win. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the best thing. If you're not expected to win, you just, hey, listen, let's go in here and just be ourselves. Like, we don't got to do nothing else. If y'all come with the same defensive mentality that you always come with, hard-nosed, tackling, BJ Washington played out of his mind, Quincy Ivory played out of his mind. If you come with those same mentalities and aggressiveness, you just let the game come to you, right? Offensively, I know what Southern Miss is gonna say. We gotta stop the run. Because if I was Southern Miss, I'm like, I ain't about to have no running back go for 175 yards on 10 carries. That's ridiculous, right? So again, now I'm talking to Jacoby and say, hey, Jacoby, you don't have to do everything. Just hit the guy. That's all I'm asking you to do is hey, listen, we'll scheme it right. Just make the throw and we good, right? So for me, if I was talking to Jack State as a team, I'm like, hey guys, listen, we playing with house money. They don't expect us to win. Let's go out here and put on a show. Like, let's just do what we do. If Jack State does what it does, the game's going to be competitive. Now, I don't think they're going to win, but they will be competitive. And I think it's a great test for them just to see how well we can do it, how well we can play, how well we can hold up in certain aspects. So that's me. What you guys are?
I would tell them the exact thing that TC is going to tell them. The one thing I can say is Jackson State, with the way that they play defense, they will provide themselves a chance to win. You know, and that's all you really can ask for when you play any game. Because here's the thing. Special teams, actually, they're way better than what they were last year, special teams, returning and kicking. Our freshman kicker is the truth. We're talking about kickoffs going out of bounds, out the back of the end zone, not returning the kickoffs. Field goal game is great. Now, I can tell you that now. Field goal game is great, and we return the ball well. Punt return and kickoff return.
Eric Simmons, I didn't know he had that in him on return, dog.
What you mean? What you mean? He been there. But Eric Simmons does it on both sides of the ball, on kick return and on kickoff, getting tackles. He's a true special teamer. Probably can make some money Sundays playing solely on special teams. But also, what TC is going to ask this team, he's going to tell them. I can tell you, I know ad nauseum. Stop the run, contain the run as much as possible, even with Southern Miss. Make them one-dimensional. But on offense, for us, things in particular, run the ball, have success running the ball. Be good on third down. Do not turn the ball over. If you do that, that will give you a recipe to have an attempt to be in the game, to give yourself a chance to win the game. That's all that you can ask for. Because again, like Scotty stated, it's house money. We're not expected to win, right? We need to do all things possible to give ourselves a chance to win. And by doing those and getting that, you'll give yourself a chance to win. Because if you turn the ball over, you're not good on third down, you can't run the ball, it's going to equate to what they can do again.
They're going to lean on you, and then you're going to feel like you're out the game before you even start.
Exactly.
All right, man. That's all I got, man. Appreciate it.
Hey, appreciate it. Anytime, Brody. 6660 coming to you, and then Uncle Willie.
Hey, sir, how you doing?
What's up, Benjamin?
Hey, Mr. Doe, I got a question, man. I value your opinion because you seem to be very objective. I agree with you. Prairie View had 4 penalties in the first half and went crazy worth of penalties in the second half. They had 3 pass interferences on 1 possession. So that's 45 yards right there. But my question is, I'm not bashing Jackson State. I just like watching sports. I noticed that Jackson State, the game was very close. I just want to see what your opinion is, see if you're gonna be biased or not. There, your number 44 that's on the on special teams.
Mm-hmm.
There was like passing, or not passing interference, but there was kickoff interference that they didn't call. What do you think that was interference when they said it was a fumble, or would you just say it was just a fumble on the kickoff?
No, one of them could. I was gonna say one of them could have went either way to where it could have been kick catch interference, but the second one no. But the first one you could have gone kick catch interference.
Okay, and I thought at that point it seemed like that it was still more left in the game, but it just seemed like that kind of decided or took some of the air away from him.
I agree with you, Benjamin. I think that play to me, and I'm so sorry to cut you off, but I 100% agree with you. I think that play helped Jackson State settle into the game because they had Hampton had just scored a drive previously. Jackson got a 3-and-out, and they were putting back to Hampton with a 7-0 lead. They get the fumble, they turn that into 7-7. It's 0-0 at that point. You know
what? I'm gonna tell you, but that fumble they got overturned by Rembrandt, that was a first down. That spot was horrible. Oh, and hold on. Simply talking. I want to say this. Whoever was the crew that called that game for Jackson State, that referee, forget the crew, the referee in particular, the referee in particular, that was horseshit what you did for that game. Dude, that was literally 5. Go back and watch the game. 5 times had the quarterback should have been sacked. Man, dude getting slung around his neck, no holds whatsoever. 5 times in that game against Hampton. But but the referee himself can see when the helmet comes off. We get a flag because the player participated with his helmet off. You can see that clear as day. But you can see all of them holes. We're about to get a goddamn sack. Because actually, Quincy Ivory should have had 2 more sacks in that game. It was horseshit, man.
Yeah, well, I really appreciate it, man, because I think you are objective. And so, Scotty, I wanted to tell you, I think last week you said, why do people listen? Man, give your kudos. I think you do try to do right by everybody. And I'm working on that T-shirt for you, too, about the no reset.
Hey, my guy, please and thank you. Because it's a perfect time. Hey, if I was Tremaine Jackson in the coach's call, I don't play no games because I ain't going to reason. I'm wearing that.
No. That ain't what he need. That ain't what he need. If you want a shirt that's going to sell, you need to put shout out Mrs. whoever her name was, the teacher.
Miss Rector.
Shout out Miss Rector.
There was a little brouhaha, but we'll have to talk another day about that.
Oh, too easy, man. Appreciate the call. Listen,
have a good
my bad, Benji. But my thing is this, bro. Like, if I'm Tremaine, I'm bringing all the smoke on the call. I mean, what, the conference call on Monday? I'm bringing all the smoke.
You know what he just say, right? Because you know it's his birthday present. He actually just come on and say, "Man, this is my birthday gift. I got
I'm coming with the grass in hand. I'm like, hey guys, you wouldn't believe all the gifts that I got for my birthday. I'm coming with the trophy. I'm coming with the grass. I got the shirt on. I'm coming with shades. I am bringing.
If he's smart, he would do it though, and you need to do it. Not just to benefit him, but see, it benefits the program and that game.
Absolutely, it just adds to the mystique of that game for next year. So I'm coming with the trophy. I got a cigar. I got the shirt with the recess on it. I am fully prepared for Monday's conference call, and I want to go right after him. I'm calling Andrew up. Hey. I need to go either before him or after. No, I need to go after him. I want to go directly after Texas Southern. That's what I'm calling up Andrew and telling him. It ain't no PU. And I don't care about no UAPB. We skipping that. I need to go right after Texas Southern. That's what I'm saying. Uncle Willie, coming to you.
Hey, Scotty and Joe, I appreciate my brothers from another mother. Look here, I want to talk about the game.
What's up?
I think that well, it looked to me that Jackson was a lot faster than Hampton and probably a lot stronger up front. Speaking of speed, I think our speed can match that of Southern, and I really think we have a pretty good chance of winning this game. I seriously believe we have, because we have the weapons and we have the speed to match. And I think that defense can play all 4 quarters against Southern. That would be a determining factor. To me, I said it before when the fellow was a freshman. Miller looked like a young Sweetness back there when he carrying that rock, man. When he carrying that the ball, he just don't have the thighs, but he has that explosiveness.
Not the thighs.
No, Diddy, but he has.
You gonna say it late?
He just outran that whole defense on that 7-yard run. At the end
so the only thing about Ahmad to me is Ahmad is a damn good running back. The only thing I wish I saw more of from him in the way that he runs. If he had a better cutback ability, he would be nasty.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he's pretty much like a one-cut runner. Yeah. And so sometimes when you have a one-cut runner, people tend to, think you lack vision. You know what I'm saying? When you run that type of way. But he's a power runner. But man, if he showed a little bit more cutback ability, man, he would be dangerous.
He would be real dangerous. Yes, Rocky had said something earlier. I know he's probably coming on next. We have a lot of weapons at all over the skill position on this team, and we can't just run the ball 50 times down the field. But I'm looking forward to seeing Fortillion doing something in the receiver that we got, the little small receiver, having a pretty big year.
Nathan.
Right. And I just that's all I had to say about the game. I just wanted to know your all opinion. Thank you for taking my call. Thank y'all for coming on tonight.
Look, Scott, I'm just gonna add, I'm gonna say this. There's not a DB on Southern Miss team that could really truly just handle Fortillion if we're in position to throw the ball downfield, to him in those predicaments. He looked real good against ULM last year. He's a damn good 50-50 ball catcher, like on go routes, whatever the case may be. But again, it's going to come down to Jacobian. Jacobian has a good if Jacobian has a good game and we don't turn the ball over, we'll be in the game. We'll have some, a chance, to be in the game to pull it out. But that's going to be the thing, to me, in my opinion, not just this game, but this season. If Jacobian takes that next step, Jackson State offensively could be
That's trouble.
Yeah. If he takes a step and becomes better passing the ball, Jackson State will be elite. And that's what it's going to come to. That's going to be the telltale sign of the success that we have. Defensively, we're there. We show that we can run the ball. I like what we did formation-wise on some things in this game. We went double tight a few times. We didn't utilize it. There's something offensively that we do that we haven't shown just yet, too. So, but again, with all of that said, we're going to go as far as Jacobian takes us.
I agree. I like to see, we have the backup. They said they got a white boy down there can throw the ball.
Stouffer.
Wanted to see what he looked like. But
he's nice.
Thank you for taking my call. We're gonna check it out. We're gonna check it out later on. And you guys have a good evening.
Hey, appreciate you, Uncle Willie. Anytime for the call, man. Shutting down the call lines, guy. Appreciate you. Rocky was on, but he got off. I listen. You know me. I gotta keep it. I gotta call a spade a spade. I root for y'all to lose every game, but I just at the end of the day, I still gotta give you a fair announcement, right? So yeah, if Jacoby Morgan takes the next step, that. I don't think nobody in the SWAC wants to see that, because that then means all the weapons that you truly have are now at the disposal of the offense. You get what I'm saying? They're now being truly utilized. That's why, again, I'm going to keep saying that's why I wish Nathan either with a FAM. I wish he would have went to a FAMU, because I think he would have got the opportunities. I mean, not from this guy. I mean, yeah, not from RJ. But just with the opportunities, right? But for me, the Southern Miss, and somebody asked about the defensive backs, and I got to go back and watch the tape. But the thing, if I'm Southern Miss, and as always, I tell you guys every time when I come in here, when you play a team, you got to take something away, and preferably what they want to do, right? Like if you want to run the ball, I'm not trying to take the passing game away, like because you want to run the ball. I want you to use your left hand. If you're right-handed, use your left to beat me. That's really what you play basketball, though. If a guy's right-handed, take his right away. Let's see what you do with that left, right? That's really what it comes down to football. So for Southern Miss, it's simply saying, hey, make Jacoby and Morgan beat you. And that's, to me, that's what every team should be saying until Jacoby steps up. And again, I said in the Celebration Bowl, if Jacoby walks up and throws for 2 touchdowns and over 200 yards, you walk to the middle of the field, you shake his hand and say, great damn game. And that's exactly what happened in the Celebration Bowl, right? So, again, you got to go into every game with that mindset of saying, hey, Jacoby and Morgan has to beat me, and Jacoby and Morgan has to take the onus of that and say, hey, teams are going to game plan for me to win the game. I can't press. I got to let the game come to me. And I gotta take the shots because, again, T.C. Taylor being a former quarterback, he understands how to get you in rhythm. He understands what you might need to get yourself going. But if I'm Southern Miss, I'm a lot of what Hampton is doing, I'm bringing into the game because that blitz, it was killing them. It was absolutely killing them. So, but I think if I was the OC or whoever's calling these plays, the routes got to be shorter, the ball's got to come out faster, and just figuring it out that way.
Well, the one thing I want to add though is that unlike last year, believe it or not, the greatest comforter in that office is Nate Rembert. For how they're going to utilize them, what they're going to use them for, and I'm gonna tell you guys, seeing him at practice, even seeing him on the field Saturday. There's not a lot of DBs that can handle him one-on-one. I'm keeping it a book. No, he came from Edgewater. No, he was at Valley. I'm telling you, this guy could be on somebody's Power 4 team giving DBs the business. He is hell in the phone booth.
Yeah.
I'm serious. If you guys go to the stadium and you watch Jackson State, watch that kid. He's special. And so the way Jackson is going to utilize him, and he's going to be the comforter for Jacoby Morgan because, again, we see yardage, like you say, throw 200 yards. But when you say that, the visual that people get is certain type of passes, right? We never talk about a short 4-yard, 5-yard pass is going for 25, 30 yards. It's the same difference, Scotty. So, again, when you utilize that, utilizing your tight ends with a strong run game, the caveat's going to be not turning the ball over in that game because all FBS schools, they try to, in their issues, that's going to be bulldoze the O-line because they know they have the depth. And that's typically where the trouble starts in the trenches for FCS schools. But if you can withstand that and have some success, no turnovers, you give yourself a chance to win.
I'll say this before we get up out of here. If anybody needs to understand the analogy of what we're speaking of, think of Nate Rembert as a Wes Welker. Think of Nathan Rembert as your Cole Beasley. Think of him as your Danny Amendola, right? Those guys that are shifty in the slot that get two-way goals that you pay Ronald Darby to cover, right? Like you pay your top guy because you're like, hey, these guys always have a two-way go, in, out, option routes, all type of stuff. And the quicker and the shiftier they are, the more difficult it is, right? So when you imagine the Stokeleys, right, like those type of guys that are able to make people miss in the phone booth as well as take the seam off the top as well. So when you're saying a security blanket, you're talking about it's 3rd and 4, and you know who I'm going to. I know who I'm going to. I'm going to Nathan because he has this two-way go. This guy can't cover him. The safety can't cover him. The linebacker can't cover him, and we're just going to try to get this easy read. So that's when he's speaking of security blanket, I want you to envision the Wes Welkers, the Cole Beasleys, the Danny Amendolas, whatever you want to do if you're little slot guys that are doing their thing. All right. But, man, this was fun, Zoe.
Yes, sir.
Hopefully next week, guys, we can truly do a late read.
No other delay.
Nothing that gets us past midnight. So where we got to keep all you Bamas up, man. But if it ends at 10:30 or 11, we will be right on to talk about the games of the big
fresh.
Games. Man, listen.
As soon as it's over.
No, as soon as it's over, we ready. All right. Listen. So let the people know where they can catch you at.
Look, man, hit your boy up, man. We'll jump back on Tuesday evening, man. Zone coverage. 9:30, bro. We getting it live, previewing upcoming games, talking back over some previous games, and get some projected scores out there.
My bad. I had one more slide.
Go and do your thing.
Real quick. Who needs it? Who needs it? Who needs it?
Southern.
Oh! I thought you was gonna go Alcorn. Southern needs it. Why?
I mean, we already feel the Alcorn pretty much are what they are, right?
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
And look, and to be fair, I got to give kudos to Southern. They pulled out a game. They probably showed something from week 1 and week 2. But see, that game, that's a huge game. It's a non-conference slate. And Southern really could benefit from this game, even more so building off of the Valley game. Because, again, it's another non-conference slate, and it's a tough game, kind of like Jack State with Hampton. It's a game that is tough, and because they're going to learn even more about themselves in this game than they did in Valley. Because if they pull this game off, they could turn around their season from there.
That's fair. No, that's absolutely fair. I think for me, who needs it, it's Alabama A&M. Like I feel like, and listen to what I'm saying. I think for Alcorn, I think we all kind of know what Alcorn is. A&M to me, under the Sam Shade era, you gotta figure out what you are. Arkansas was a tough slate for the game 1. You come back in week 2. I think this is a great game to get you on track to show who you are. That's what I mean. So that's why when I say who needs it, I think A&M needs it just to be like, we're here. Like, it's not a year 2. We're not on a year 1 rebuild in year 2. I'm not saying they're going to the SWAC, but based off what I saw against Arkansas, they can compete. They can really get after the quarterback. They can really throw that thing around. They can really run the ball. You were going against Arkansas. Nobody expected you to win, of course, but they did look damn good. I think A&M needs to kind of repackage that, bring it into week 2, and really show Alcorn that they should not be on the field with them. And I think there's a possibility they can do that. So I'm curious to see what it looks like. But
I would just feel differently if Alabama A&M was playing somebody different. Because see, this is a tough game for Southern. We saw what Alabama State looked like last week, right? So we're projecting here, thinking that your expectation now is similar performance from Andrew Body. Because if you're getting that, then it's like, oh, Southern doesn't have any chance for that game. But again, it's a tough game because we're basing it off what we saw. And so, what's the last thing we saw from Alcorn? So you see what I'm saying?
But
yeah. So
to me, that's even worse though for A&M. If you lose to a team that you just saw a week ago,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like I'm not saying. I just feel like they need it just to be like, we're here.
Okay.
Just to be like, we're in the neighborhood. Don't forget about us. We still in it. And I think that's what they really need to solidify themselves on what they're building there. Because I do believe they're going to be that Magic City Classic gonna look real different this year.
Yes.
Real different, and I think it's going to be really explosive, not in the sense of scoring, but just in the sense of the game. Like, it's going to be, I think it's going to be a better version of Texas Southern.
Especially if both of them come in with good records, and I think they're going to have a good showing. But I want to ask you a question, though, since you mentioned Alcorn. Do you think under any pretense, no matter, let's just say Alcorn loses out or whatever, however that looks, right? Do you think Cedric Thomas is back next year? Do you think Alcorn has it in them to pull the plug and go in a different direction? Because I don't.
No, I don't. And it doesn't help that I do believe it doesn't help that G is the spokesperson. So he's my guy, he's still my guy, he's oh my guy, he's oh my guy. I feel like that's like But the reason I say no is because I don't think they have the money to buy him out. That's number one. And I think honestly too, I think he needs to switch coordinators. Like I would give him and you know me, I'm not very high on Cedric, but I would say I would give Cedric the grace to get rid of Gales first. I would give him the proclamation they gave McNair. Get rid of that white boy, okay? Like, that white boy is not good. And I think they need to do the same thing with Gales. Get rid of Gales and go find one of these young OCs out here that's doing the damn thing. You know what I'm saying? Like how Valley went and found that D2 boy, and he is nice. Like, you can go find somebody and give you some creativity, and you look decent halfway. Listen, I'm gonna say this, and please forgive me. And it's no shot to you, T-Buck. I love what you're doing down there. If T-Buck can go find the team speed that he did down in the Delta, I'm sorry, I can't give Alcorn any grace, because to me, I'm not saying you're a Valley, but you're an upgrade. I've seen the facilities. I've seen what you got. You're not Jackson and Valley, but you're up there. So to me, there's no reason for you guys to look the way that you do. And I would just, if it was me and I was on that, I would just say, hey, replace Gales. He got to go. He just has to go. Like, we're in 2025. You got to find somebody with a little bit more creative or a little bit creative offense. That's just my person. What about you, Tozo, before we go?
That's it. I mean, I was just wondering if he was going to make it through the season. I do believe he'll probably end up being back. I just think, I think the wheels are going to fall off after this weekend. Because I honestly think, I don't think the game's going to be close against A&M. I don't. I think the wheels will fall off this weekend.
I wouldn't be surprised. I'm not going to hold you. I would not be surprised. But, man, listen, guys, as always, when we appreciate y'all, make sure you tune in. Hopefully this Saturday night when we review some of the big games for Late Readz. As always, man, you know you can catch me Monday night, me right here with me and Perry, my boy Perry, on Outspoken for Labor Day, man. Y'all ain't got nothing to do, so you might as well come in and join us. Listen, until next time, you know what I'm going to do. I'm a holla. God bless.
Peace.